So tell us about the Galapagos Agenda.
The Galapagos Agenda is the first novel in a series of what I'm calling paradigm shift thrillers. Mm-hmm. Basically, the idea is that in this novel is what if we're governed by psychopaths? I don't know if you know this, but the science is called political ponerology, and it's about Andrew Lovachevsky discovered there's a profile of people in positions of power.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be somebody in position of power, it can be anybody. In a ThrillerFest like this, with 1,000 people, there's potentially 100 psychopaths in the room. And even more. Like one in every 20 CEOs is a clinical psychopath. Mm-hmm. In Wall Street, you wonder why they're doing the stuff they do, 10% are considered to be psychopaths. So there's certain jobs where you have more or less, and this is basically bringing this to the public attention. There's stuff going on in politics in the world that you wouldn't understand unless you realize, oh, these are psychopaths. Right. Then everything becomes clear.
Have you done research for these books? What kind of research have you done?
Yeah, a lot of research. I do a lot of research. Different topics take more time, but basically, let's say the research is 20 years of experience with, not just psychopaths, but the economy. I'm working on a book about money right now. The part of money, and other aspect like what I call high concept, about the pillars of society, and basically looking behind the scenes.
Huh. And what kind of work background do you have that led you to want to write about this?
Well, I'm a writer by profession, and as a writer, you don't usually make much money in the beginning.
Right.
Maybe in the end, nothing much either. But that led me to do different jobs, have experiences. I like to research, investigate. And so I have a broad experience. I've been a sailor. I sailed sailboats in the Pacific, the Atlantic. I have done consulting for the Central Bank of Ecuador, so I know about monetary stuff. Actually, I wrote a non-fiction book on monetary engineering.
Oh.
So all these things are basically brought into my novels, and in a way that hopefully people can read easily and scare the crap out of them, really.
Yeah.
Because they can be the victims as well. Mm-hmm. The thing is, it doesn't have to be a serial killer to endanger society.
Right.
I mean, serial killers are basically like Peter Pan compared to these big people. Example of clinical psychopaths in the world are Hitler, Mao Zedong, Stalin. They kill millions of people, but we don't know that. Or corporate policy, destroying jungles, destroying society, basically. And we don't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
What about in everyday life? Do you have any advice for how to work with a psychopath, like if that's your boss?
Yes, that's a big question, because in many cases, a lot of people don't know what's going on. They can be very charming people. They're liars, but they don't believe they're lying.
Right.
Many of them are very intelligent. I mean, they're not criminal. Remember that? The criminals are already killing people out there and they get put in jail.
Right.
But in this case, no, and they're very good at manipulating society and people around you. So if you recognize that somebody's a psychopath, there is something called a O'Hare test. It's 20 questions that you have to follow, and you can see if of all 20 you have a value of over 20. In terms of 0 to 2, you add those together. This is probably a psychopath you're dealing with, and the best thing is get away from them.
Right.
And if you want to move them away from you, and other people in your group, social group, work group, don't believe you, you're going to be the one losing out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where can readers find your books?
At the moment, in Ecuador, and the Galapagos Agenda actually is the first one that I publish in English. I'm breaking into the English market. You find it on Amazon at the moment as an ebook.
So you actually write in various languages?
Only in 2, but not simultaneously. Spanish or English, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Yeah, you're welcome, and have a good day.